Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the 5 best gaming mice in the market for 2021. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these mice, you can check out the links in the description below. Number 5. Razer Naga Pro, best for MMO gaming. The Naga Pro is a versatile mouse with solid gaming performance and a lot of customization options. Its hardware lets you pick the perfect thumb pad and its software lets you effortlessly assign as many commands as your heart desires. The mouse's bulky design and extended finger grip is going to be divisive, but frankly that's always been the case with Naga mice and it would have been much riskier to change a tried and true design. It's easy to program all 3 sets of the Naga Pro's buttons, no matter which one you happen to have attached at the moment, and this makes it the perfect mouse for MMO gaming. You can create profiles, adjust the RGB lighting, check the battery, and adjust power options. The Naga Pro can last up to 100 hours on 2.4 GHz wireless, at least if you're willing to forego the lighting. With the lighting enabled, you can get a few days of gameplay before you have to charge it again. Measuring 1.69 by 2.81 by 4.75 and weighing in at 4.02 ounces, it's still very heavy and wide, designed to let your hand lay flat to give you better access to its signature side buttons. The Naga Pro has between 9 and 19 buttons, depending on which of its 3 side panels you plan to use. No matter what mode you use, it has 7 inputs on top. 2 clicks, a clickable scroll wheel with 2 tilt inputs, and 2 DPI cycle buttons in the center column. Definitely a great MMO mouse that you can also use for productivity and working. Number 4. BenQ Zowie EC2, best for FPS gaming. BenQ Zowie's EC line of mice has been a favourite among FPS pros for years now, and despite a recent surge of competitors armed with super lightweight honeycomb shells, lag-free wireless connections, optical switches and other next-gen features, the EC line remains as popular as ever. The Zowie EC2 is the very picture of a basic computer mouse. It has a black plastic shell which starts to feel a bit slippery in sweaty hands. In classic fashion, it has 5 buttons, right and left click, 2 side thumb buttons and a clickable scroll wheel, but it's under the hood where the Zowie EC2 shines. The BenQ Zowie EC2 is an amazing gaming mouse that's somewhat light. Its high back and slightly curved design feels comfortable for right-handed people, especially if used in a palm or claw grip. The click latency is low and feels responsive while gaming, and the CPI range is wide, although its maximum CPI isn't as high as some other gaming mice. This mouse comes in 2 versions, the EC1 and the EC2. The only differences between the EC1 and the EC2 are the size and weight. If you're not sure which size to get, the EC2 is generally the better choice for most people. Its more compact size allows you to be ultra-precise with your movement, and its lighter weight makes it a bit more nimble too. Personally, I've tried a lot of different mice for FPS games, and I can say that nothing even comes close to the EC2. It's my daily driver. Number 3. Logitech G Pro Wireless, best value wireless mouse. The G Pro Wireless is Logitech's flagship mouse, its ultimate gaming mouse built for competitive gamers. It combines their latest hero sensor and Lightspeed wireless technology into a sleek and simplistic design that has just a hint of RGB lighting. The Logitech G Pro Wireless is simple, featuring just a handful of thumb switches, 0 if desired, a scroll wheel, 3 almost indistinguishable DPI LEDs and a single RGB logo lighting zone on the palm. The magic occurs on the inside. Logitech has pretty much nailed its wireless game with Lightspeed, and that same flawless wireless is present in the Wireless Pro. The latency introduced by the wireless connection is entirely nominal, indistinguishable from a wired connection in all but the freeing qualities of not having a thick braided cable floating around. The Hero Sensor 2 takes pride of place in the Wireless Pro. This highly efficient sensor allows for ludicrously long battery life while retaining acceleration-free high-performance optical tracking. The Wireless Pro will last up to 48 hours of use with the RGB lighting on, or 60 hours with the lighting disabled. That's barely a single charge for a week's use, 8 hours a day. So long as you don't forget to charge, you're good to go. Definitely a great value wireless mouse, and I would highly recommend this if you can't afford the next product which we're going to talk about in this list. Number 2. Logitech G Pro X, best wireless mouse. With the existing Logitech G Pro at $130, the company already has a high-end wireless mouse that meets the 80-gram specification for ultralight. But what would happen if Logitech pushed the G Pro Wireless to the extreme? That's where the brand new G Pro X Superlight wireless comes in. The mouse is listed at just 63 grams, but it's actually even lighter. It carries over everything great about the Pro Wireless, such as the shape, sensor, and wireless tech, but ditches the model's superfluous RGB and extra modular buttons. The result? A wireless ultralight mouse that focuses on the essentials. But does the mouse deliver high-end performance on par with its high-end asking price? Well, after spending some quality time with the G Pro X Superlight, I think enthusiasts will be more than pleased with what the mouse has to offer. In terms of ergonomics, the shape is almost ambidextrous. That said, the side buttons are fixed on the left, so it's still positioned as a right-handed mouse. It's efficient and intelligent at managing power, and even supports PowerPlay for people who want to wirelessly charge the mouse via a PowerPlay mousepad. With all that being said, you should only get this mouse if you need absolute perfection and prefer ultralight mice. If not, the G Pro Wireless we talked about earlier is a great choice at a lower price. Number 1. Razer Viper Ultimate. Best overall. A few years ago, I never thought I'd include a Razer product into a best-of list. However, lately, almost anything they release makes it to the roundups. In fact, this year the Viper Ultimate earns the number 1 spot in this list. Holding the Razer Viper Ultimate for the first time, it's difficult to comprehend how such performance can be so feather-light. At first glance, Razer's ambidextrous esports mouse could be mistaken for cheap, it's so lightweight, but don't be fooled, this isn't your average mouse. An unassuming aesthetic and slimline profile make the Viper Ultimate sit perfectly on any desk. There's no glaring LEDs poking out of every corner, but a simple matte finish over the classic Razer logo makes a satisfying statement nonetheless. The Razer Viper Ultimate may be light and sleek, but it's certainly not lacking in sheer power. Inside this nimble exterior sits some serious tech, with Razer's optical sensors and switches working to deliver an effortless scan across the battlefield that still keeps up with twitch reflex clicks. Yes, this is a pretty expensive gaming mouse, but the Razer Viper Ultimate has enough bells and whistles to justify the purchase. Whether used for everyday computing or epic gaming sessions, the Viper Ultimate never misses a trick. It's a shame the on-the-fly DPI sensitivity button is illogically beneath the mouse, but in terms of performance though, the Viper Ultimate can be your faithful gaming companion for years of gaming. Buying guide. DPI. If you like to be able to feel the exact motion of your cursor and be able to have the greatest control over the character or crosshair or cursor, then it's advisable to choose between 800 to 1000 DPI. Anything more than this and you'll find yourself overshooting the mark in your games. Some people find that their best gaming mouse setup will differ for each game, and different DPI settings can be used for each game exclusively. A high DPI can be beneficial at times though, and so this option is more about the feel of it in a game and how well you can adjust to a low or highly responsive mouse. Grip. The 3 most common mouse grip types are palm, claw and fingertip. Figure out which type you prefer and go from there. Second, make sure the size of your mouse fits your hand size. You want to be able to maneuver the mouse easily without straining your fingers. In our reviews, we categorize mice for small, medium and large hands. Sensor. Most gaming mice coming out today have great sensors. If you go for a reputable mouse, you'll likely get a flawless sensor. The best sensors excel at these key things: accurate tracking across a large DPI range, no jitter, no acceleration, no prediction and angle snapping, a fast pull rate and a low lift-off distance. Scroll wheel. A good scroll wheel should have distinct steps so you as a gamer can determine when you've made an input into the mouse. This is key for games that require you to cycle between skills and weapons using the scroll wheel, or crouch spamming or bunny hopping in certain games. The trade-off with distinct stepping is noise. The more distinct the mouse wheel, the louder it can be to wheel through.